Hey everyone, so welcome back to my channel today, and we are going to be doing a brand new Sims 4 speed build. And so today I thought it'd be kind of a great way to show off one of my new builds. But before we get started, I wanted to say that this video was presented by the EA Gamechangers, but also the version I currently have is not the final copy, so the stuff that you see here are subject to change until the new pack releases on the 22nd. But either way, let's go ahead and hop into today's video. So when I was building this house, I didn't really have a general idea of what I wanted to do, just because it was the first build I've ever done with Cottage Living installed, and I was still trying to get used to all the new build and buy features, the accents, the clutter, the pawn tool with the base game update, and some other things as well that I necessarily did not know how it was going to turn out. So I just went into the game and started building. But at the end result of this build, I had so much fun looking at all the animations with the pawn tool and all the little crocodiles and swans and mosquitoes and dragonflies. Especially utilizing all the debug clutter in this build. It's actually quite lovely. Pretty please, honestly, top of the line. And if you did not watch my live stream a couple days ago, I do have a VOD posted on my second channel, More SpringSims. I will leave a link down below in the description, because that way you can kind of see all the build and buy objects and also some of the gameplay as well, because I did go through that on stream. So check it out, link down below. I highly recommend if you are looking into getting Cottage Living when it releases, or pre-ordering it at some point in your lifetime. But I am pleased. The amount of yellow in this pack is absolutely insane, because I thought in my mind that there was going to be a very simple, little to no yellow in this pack. But then someone reminded me, Cottage Core, it's like yellow all the way. And I'm like, oh, say less. Don't gotta tell me twice. I went into this game and I immediately, the first thing I did was look at all the objects to see how much yellow there was, and best believe you'd be very proud. You'd be very proud of the Sims team, because they did something right. They added more yellow to the pack. However, I'm not wearing yellow, but my room is yellow. All my yellow clothes are washing right now, so oh well, it's fine. But for this house, I kind of have like a general idea of who I wanted to live here. And if you don't remember the hermit from Granite Falls from Outdoor Retreat, it's either like a male or a female sim. It varies on what save you go into. And I think it randomizes when the hermit dies, if it dies. Is it immortal? Probably. But nevertheless, I had an idea that the hermit from Granite Falls would live here, because Cottage Core and the world that the hermit lives in feels cottage core-y. It's in the woods, and it just looks just so woodsy. And then Michael Bell is the creature keeper, and he's the one to go to get any like outfits or other seeds or do errands for with Cottage Living installed. And I feel like Michael Bell and the hermit could be like really good friends, or maybe even lovers, who really knows. But I think they're like two peas in a pot. They will work very, very well. So eventually, at some point when I get the pack officially, I will probably end up making my own fake hermit, I guess, into this world for my save file, so you all can definitely download them and play in the world and see what it's like. Because I'm just like, I really just love Cottage Living. Like, Dream Home Decorator was my dream interior pack, whereas Cottage Living is my dream Cottage Core pack. So I'm like, Sims team, you stepping up. You stepping up with all these packs out here. I can't keep up with the excitement. My heart can't take it. I have asthma. I can't handle that too much excitement today. I'm gonna need an inhaler at some point, because if the Sims team keeps on doing what they're doing nowadays, like collaborating with other Simmers to build the houses and other things as well, and whatever it might be, I'll be like, 911, what's your emergency? Hospital, asthma attack, I'm ready to go. But I don't know, but this packet looks so good. I am beyond blown away. But you just kind of saw that I was working on the pawn with the pawn tool. So in order for that to work, you need to use your terrain tools and like manipulate the ground like you usually do. And then there's like a separate, button called water tool, and then you can start putting the water in. It's a little bit finicky, but this was the first time I was actually using the pawn tool, which is very interesting. And I have done a pool or a pawn tutorial that you'll be seeing in a couple of days, just because I think pawn tool is a base game update. It's brand spanking new, and I think it's perfect for you all to see how it works in my point of view. Yes? But this is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom home on a 30 by 20 lot. It's in the far back corner of the map. It's called Cordelia's Secret Cottage. And I'm not really sure who Cordelia is, but I'm going to find out eventually soon. But of course, there will be a real-time tour at the end of the video. So in case speed builds are like too much for you, you can always watch the real-time tour. I'll put a timestamp down below on where things are at in the video so you can kind of get a general idea of what to look for your own builds in the future when you get Cottage Living. But let me know in the comments below, what are you most excited about this pack? Is it the townies, their backstories, the build and buy features, the creative sim, the overall aesthetic of Cottage Core? Like, let me know what your thoughts are, because I have so many ideas for this pack. Like, I'm thinking of doing 2 let's plays, like a rags to riches thing let's play, because I love being poor in The Sims for no reason, and this is a great way to start utilizing the new cross-stitching feature. Plus, when I get the new pack and have all my packs installed, this will be a great way to see how Flopsy works with the cross-stitching, with all little cross-stitching hoops, and it has to offer, like, I want to see how Flopsy works with the new pack along with seasons. So you'll be seeing a let's play about that sometime soon, probably next week or the week after that. I'm not really sure when I'm going to get early access again of this pack. I need it now. But best believe, 2 let's plays, rags riches, and also more of a storytelling kind of like vibey type of let's play where, you know, I do some storytelling and go part by part of their life. That's how I'm going to do it for the next one. And I already made sims for both of them, both rags riches and also my storytelling let's play. Like, I'm really excited about this. I'm just like, I'm over the moon. And the family dynamics between all of them are insane. Like, the Watson family is insane. Like, it's a family of 5 where Thomas Watson, he has like this crazy backstory about his family where he could literally lose everything. His house, his estate, his family, like everything. And a part of me feels like I could use him as rags to riches, where like, what if he lost his entire estate, his family, and his whole home and fortune, and then he's like trying to bring back that life that he has always wanted, to have a good stable family, a good stable income, and his estate back was his whole entire everything. And I think that'll be kind of fun to do, to see how that could all work for Thomas Watson and build out his story of what if he lost everything. So that'd be kind of a good storyline to work with my rags to riches LP. So you'll be seeing that sometime soon. Again, I'm just like, it's just so wonderful. I just can't get enough of it. But let me just say that when I saw these vines, I thought they were like custom content. Well, I kind of did, but kind of didn't. I thought they were in debug, but I did not have debug, you know, enabled, because I wanted to see all the new build and buy features without debug installed or enabled. And it was just lovely. Like, not those on the side of the wall, but those are debugged. The ones on the other front part of it, that's in game. They got new plants, new decor, new clutter. Those mushroom seats that you see in the front porch are actually seats that you can have your sim sit on, and I thought it was perfect. And I also added in one of these like big giant wheels you see in the far background of the world, and I couldn't really technically find the water chute where water spits out of it and the wheel catches it and just rolls and rolls. I might eventually just make another one at some point, because I'm thinking of actually building Belle's cottage at some point when I get the pack, so I'll be able to test out the watery feature and see what debug has to offer, especially with that wheel, because Belle's house has that spinning wheel and the water chute, and her house is like so tiny and like customized. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. And I kind of went around back and forth with the roof texture, because I was thinking of using that brown one at first, and I switched it out towards the end of the video, which you'll see in the real-time tour. But other than that, it's pretty much current. And when I was looking in debug, I found a bunch of like oversized crops that I found for the first time. Like, I'm literally not kidding. The day and the time I installed this pack, I immediately started building. So I did not go through debug or build and buy or any of the gameplay features at all. I just started building right away because I knew what I wanted. And so looking at all these items, I'm like, for the first time again, it's wild on how much there is. There's debug cars you can find that I thought would be really cool for decorations. Even though they're not usable, they look nice for aesthetics. And before, if you don't know, once you get Cottage Living before September 2nd, there are like 3 bonus content that you can get. Like, there's a gnome, there's a bike, and then there's like a tree that you can get. And I personally find it kind of cool to get bonus content before an expansion pack releases, because the more the merrier. So now that we kind of So now that we kind of go into the interior, I was having the most struggle trying to find out what I was going to do with the inside of the home, more so the entrance area and I guess the upstairs, even though the upstairs is more like a sunlight, skylight, sun area. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's open to the elements basically. And I personally just had a hard time figuring out what I want to do. At first, it was going to be Agnes Crunklebottom who was going to live here at the very start when me building this. And then I was like, no, the hermit deserves to get out of Granite Falls and, you know, be out there in the world. Get out of his comfort, get out of their comfort zone and see what they can do. So yeah, 100% the hermit of Granite Falls is going to be living here in my save file at some point in the future and kind of see what that does. And I do want you all know, so I've been working on my save file for a very long time, and I'm almost done building all the lots for the first part of my save, like New Crest, Oasis Springs, and Willow Creek. And I'm almost done with all of those. And it should be done by the end of this month. But then I was also thinking, since I kind of built almost on every single lot in this world of Hemford on Bagley, do you all want a separate save file, like first part 1, and then a separate save file was just Hemford on Bagley? So 2 technically ones, like which one would you want? Would you just want the first part and then wait for the whole save file to be done? Or first part released with those 3 worlds and then a separate one with Hemford on Bagley? Because I feel like, you know, it's a new pack and it's a new world. I feel like you should all experience through my eyes of my Sims that I've created along with the pre-made as well. I don't know, but I'm still more 100% for sure going to release the first part of my save file at the end of the month with the first 3 worlds that are base game. And I'm just looking forward to what you all think about it because it's gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know, but I'm just like just so happy and like wholesome, and I guess I'm wholesome, I don't know, but I'm just so happy and excited that I'm able to start creating content again that I feel happy about making, because for the longest time I've always felt like stuck and not really knowing where I wanted to go with everything with my content wise. And I've felt a little bit uninspired at points in my life of making videos, but now that I've graduated from university, it's now been a year, don't know why I'm talking about it again, but I think I had to take that 1 year of realization that I've officially graduated university. I don't have to go back to school anymore, and I can just finally relax and do what I want. And I guess my brain was like, has finally caught up with my real life and my body, that you can just take a breather. You don't have to think so much. You don't got to do too much. You can just vibe and chill out however you want, which is so great. And it's been like that for about a couple of months now, like two and a half months, where I've been feeling good about my content that I've been creating. I've been uploading pretty much every single day this past like week and a half, which feels weird. Like I cannot believe I never thought in my life I would ever be a daily uploader again, because if you all don't remember, a couple of years ago, back in like 2015, 16, 17, I think those first 3 years or so, or 2 years, I had this like series going on my YouTube channel called the Simness Showcase, where I would highlight a different simmer every single day, sometimes twice a day, every 5th day. And that was a lot. It was fun because I got to highlight different people within the community on my channel. And those videos are still up if you want to go watch them. However, they're very, very old and not as polished. But I thought it'd be kind of a great way to just highlight people. I've now since stopped it because I realized how much work it was to look at all the emails and editing them, and it was just a lot going on. So I kind of stopped it. However, back then I was still in school. I was going through work stuff and life stuff, and I don't know how I uploaded every single day for about basically a whole 2 years. And then I stopped it because I got way, way more busier than ever before. And now I feel like I want to get back into daily uploading, because I feel like I like being consistent a lot with my everyday life, whether it's just making art on my iPad or Photoshop, or recording videos or pre-recording videos, or getting up early at 8 a.m. and start my day. And I've been trying to get up early every single day at 8 a.m., not no 5 a.m. as you see in those YouTube videos. That's just kind of crazy. I don't think I would ever wake up at 5 a.m. every single day, because that's just weird. I don't go to bed until 3 a.m. So that's like 2 hours of sleep. I don't got time for that. So 8 a.m. for me, as always, and I might just do that for the rest of my life because it's consistency. The more you do it, the more your body is like routine into that schedule, that vibe, that, area of your life. But yeah, how's your day going? What time did you wake up? Love to know. But as we move on to the living room, I personally think that the Hermit from Granite Falls, even though they are more so like on the countryside of things where they live in a secluded area in Granite Falls in the far, far back, it's a secret world. And I find it very easy to find because I go there almost every single day. And having them to pack up their life and move to Hemford on Bagley seems like a perfect opportunity for them to expand their garden because they have a garden in their backyard. And I feel like it suits them to have chickens and cows and llamas and find some foxes and some rabbits and some birds. Like, it's definitely 100% up their alley to be able to live where they should be in a cottage core world, Hemford on Bagley. And I remember in my world overview, I kept on saying town name completely wrong. I said Bagley, but I think I was saying Badgley, but it's Bagley, like bag and Lee, Bagley. Either way, people were correcting me, and I appreciate that. Like, I'm a person that says if I say something completely wrong, please correct me, because that's the only way I'll get better at talking and words. But you know the drill, you know the thing. But overall, like I said, the Hermit, Granite Falls, about to get an upgrade, glow up. But I feel like with Hemford on Bagley, there's a lot of potential of making this world very Pride and Prejudice words? I don't know. But I feel like there's a lot of potential for a lot of expansion with the townies and how they dress, where they go for what they do for a living, how they grow their farm, who they interact with, who they don't interact with, who stays married, who gets divorced. And I think at the end of the day, at one point, Michael Bell and the Hermit from Granite Falls could be together. Like, Derek McMillan and Ian Moody. They're like a same-sex couple, and they're so cute together. They live in like this general area where this house is being built. I think their house is like on the other side of the hill, and they're so cute. They're elderly Sims, and they're both retired, and I find their story so wholesome. And so seeing like their life so together, I feel like the Hermit and, Michael Bell could be together once and for all, because that'd be fun to do. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hop into the real-time tour, and I will see you all there. This build was the most fun I've had with Cottage Living for building wise, because when I opened up the game, this was the first build that I did in like 2 hours, and it was 100% worth it. I just like the whole exterior idea of it, because like you got the pond, you got your spinning wheel from Debug, all the vines on the wall are just so cool. The wisteria, the windows, the picnic baskets, the watermelon, and the pumpkins. But you have everything that you basically need, and I made sure that I added in all of the bare necessities, like, your inside of your home, but also your animal shed to get a cow or a llama, whichever you want to get for yourself, your chicken coop, and then you have your garden plots back here. I already added in pumpkins into the mix, so they'll start growing once you have your sim on your lot and they water and weed and all that jazz. And then an empty one next to it, just in case you want to add in like mushrooms or pumpkins or watermelon or whatever you want to do for it, you can add over here. And then since you have this pond here, I added in a bunch of like different fish you can, fish for. So your sims can stand in the pond, but also gather frogs and fish. So you have the ability to do whatever you want. And that's kind of nice. And when I was building the pond, it was the most difficult, but it was the most fun. And I wanted to put in this wheel that you see in the far distance of the world. It's from Debug, but I couldn't technically find the wheel or like the water chute that pours out water onto the wheel. However, when I find it, I'll probably add it in later on. But until then, this is what the wheel looks like. It will spin in live mode, but now I'm just in build mode for right now. But Honestly, it's just like, ugh, I love the exterior. But as for the interior, when I was doing the layout for the entire house, I was having the most trouble trying to figure out where I wanted to place everything. The bathroom and the bedroom were like simple and easy because I knew I wanted to have the bedroom in the front of the build and the bathroom like somewhere in the middle or on the side. But I just decided to put it in the middle because, I mean, why not for the bathroom? It's a bathroom. You can't really do much in there. Bathe, poop, you scoop, and that's it. You don't do anything else after that. But the bedroom was like my favorite room, even though it was very small. I had a lot of fun building it with, you know, the dresser and the mirror, which is a very small dresser mirror type of thing. Has a little hutch on here. I also added in a typewriter and a little musical box and also some like ribbons. I added in the first place egg competition, the oversized cropped, and the chicken competition ribbons, all first place to show that the person who's going to be living here is a very well-renowned competition winner. They cannot be beat. You will lose. But then for the entrance area, I don't know what I did with this, but I was having, you know, some back and forth, you know, ideas of where I want to put the mirror and then, you know, the end table. But this end table looks so good. I've seen this stuff in like Facebook Marketplace and Pinterest, and I was like, ooh, I can do some things with, you know, this thing in my entrance area of my house. I'm like, okay. I flip-flopped, I think you saw in the speed build, I flip-flopped the living room that was over here and the dining room over here and just switched it because I felt like the living room should have been bigger. So I moved it over here, which made more sense because I have the fireplace and then I could put two little lounge chairs and then a couch, which in my mind, even though everything is basically mismatched in this house and overly-ish clutter on the walls, it makes sense for the sim that's going to be living here and the idea I was trying to go for without a sim. And then for the dining room, it's small, it's quaint, it's easy. You got your picnic basket so you can put stuff into the picnic basket and go out on, you know, a nice little getaway out in Granite Falls or Newcrest or, you know, the park, the national park in this world. So you do all the things with your picnic basket that you make, which is nice. And then the kitchen. The kitchen was like my favorite part because there were some yellow accents. You got the stove, you got the counters, the cabinets, the crock pot, the sink were all yellow, of course. But then I feel like, you know, all yellow is great, but, you know, I wanted to diversify my obsession a little bit more. And I added in some green to the fridge and then also the stove top, which kind of complements the yellow along with the idea of this whole entire room. So, I mean, it makes perfect sense of what I was going for. So honestly, hey, at the end of the day, I did no wrong. But as for the upstairs, this is where you can't really do much besides sit. So your Sims can come up here, sit right here, contemplate life, or they can sit right here and contemplate life, or just sit out here, stand, and look out into the distance of their beautiful view from their hilltop home. But anyway, this is the entire build. I hope you all enjoyed this entire build process and the real-time tour to get some ideas of what you want to do for your own builds when you get the pack, or just ideas in general. However, you won't be able to get this build until the pack releases in a couple weeks, so you're gonna have to wait a bit. And so will I, because I have to wait until the pack releases to upload all the builds and Sims and do everything else. But that being said, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the very next video. Bye-bye!